Hello and welcome. I am Exit Lights, and this is my podcast. Today, I have with me Rob. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Tracy. Are you in a good mood today?
I'm in a very good mood today, but don't push me. I might fire you.
Don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry.
You want to see something scary?
Yeah. No.
Well, now I gotta get on an airplane and fly over there. All right. Anyway, please excuse us. We're having a weird day today. Hello, Rob. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm quite well, thank you. What are we doing a podcast on today, Rob?
We're doing a podcast on today. Well, let me tell you what we're doing a podcast on.
Please do.
Scary things. I will.
Okay,
That's
thank
called
you.
that's called interrupting. Um,
Oh, shit. I'd like to remind you that when I started this, I said, hello, I'm Mix Light. This is my podcast.
but you asked me to explain what it's about.
Okay, fine.
It's about scary things that actually happened on horror movie sets. The real creepy stuff. And I've got some absolute brilliant films here that we're going to talk about, and that you're going to talk about. Okay. So you're not thinking this
Oh,
all
so I
now.
should I talk now? I can talk now. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. I was just taking my clues. Um, for those of you who are not subscribed, good job. Could you please do that? Don't make me beg. If you would please give this video a thumbs up, it's going to be painful, but I'd appreciate that too. And if you'd like to be notified of this exciting content, please go ahead and click that bell. There's other content. You'll like it better. Okay, Rob. I was going to ask if you'd want to start, but guess what, Rob? Today, because I'm in the mood, I want to start. What?
Okay.
You can start if you want.
Well, I don't mind starting. Okay, I'll start.
Okay, you start. This is all about Rob Day.
Yeah. Okay. The film we're going to start with is called The Possession, which is a horror film that was filmed it was in cinemas in 2012. It was based on a true story, actually. The movie is a pretty quirky film about rabbis, Judaism, and a cursed Jewish relic. It somehow attaches itself to the soul of a young girl, and all kinds of mayhem ensues. While filming, the cast experienced some crazy occurrences. For one thing, light bulbs kept exploding for no apparent reason. Then a prop facility mysteriously caught fire and burned to the ground. The subsequent investigation could not identify any cause of the blaze. It didn't escape attention, however, that the Dybbuk box relic used in the movie was completely destroyed. The cast and crew actually refused to let the producer replace it for fear the object was cursed.
Mm.
Have you seen you? I think you have seen this film.
The Possession?
Yeah, it's about a little girl. They go. I think you call them yard sales in America.
Uh huh.
This family were having a yard sale, and this little girl likes this small 2 foot by 1 foot box, maybe old antique style box with some carvings on it,
Uh huh.
and they're called a Dybbuk box.
Oh.
And
Mm-hmm.
basically, it was used to um, if basically capture an evil spirit, demon, whatever, and
Yeah.
trap it in the box. And the box needs to
Oh,
stay
right.
closed. Is it ringing a bell now?
It's ringing a bell now, yes. And everybody has to decide if they're going to open it or not. And they get,
Mm.
am I wrong? And then they get, like, if they do open it, they don't open it, they get like $1 million. If they do, they don't get anything or something. Is that this one?
No.
Oh. Do you know what movie I'm talking about? Where the guy shows up at the door with a box. It's called The Box. I think it's got Charlize Theron in it.
No, I haven't. I'm not.
Okay, forget about me. Go back.
So, obviously the set burning down and light bulbs and things like that exploding would probably be quite unnerving. But it says here that the Dybbuk box relic used in the movie was completely destroyed. The actual real Dybbuk box is actually locked away in a hidden location
Oh,
because
really?
people, in real life, the family that originally got it, it was an antiques dealer who got the box, and he sold it as. It's funny actually because we do the haunted stuff you can buy that's haunted.
Right.
He put it up on eBay as a haunted box, and this young lad bought it for a laugh, and he nearly died. His health went downhill really, really quickly. He was really, really poorly. He lost loads of money. His life fell apart. He lost his girlfriend, and everything went wrong. So this college professor bought the box, and it's sealed up and it's hidden away in a locker in a lockup somewhere, and he won't tell anybody where it is because people still want to buy it. Why you
Doesn't
would want to buy?
Zach Bagans have a Dybbuk box?
I don't. I think he does have one. I'm not sure if it's the actual one.
Oh.
But yeah, Zach does have one. But he does collect
Yes.
haunted memorabilia, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, okay, so okay. I'm gonna do Poltergeist, 1982's version.
Right.
Heather O'Rourke, who is that adorable little girl. She's adorable. I mean, like if you look up perfect looking child, here's Heather O'Rourke. The star of the movie, she died at the age of 12. She died from a heart attack at the age of 12 while she was filming a sequel to which I guess would be Poltergeist 2. And the older sister, who was played by Dominique Dunne, she was killed by her ex-boyfriend one day after the Poltergeist movie was released. That's why you don't see her in the second one.
Sorry, yeah. She's a beautiful little girl. And it's very, very sad, whether from mysterious sources or whether it's a curse. It is very, very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you? I really like the film, the original. I know they've done a remake, but I really, really like the film.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. The reason I'm a bit lost for words at the moment is Heather O'Rourke was the spitting image of my sister, and my sister died as well when she was young, and it always reminds me of that film of Annette. I don't, so that's why I'm a little bit lost for words. But yeah, it's very, very sad, very, very sad. I mean, do you think there could be something that there could be something that does make these films more open to demonic forces or more open to evil type coincidences. What do you think?
I I really think that depends on how it's treated on set, um, the where they're filming, um, if things are going on like behind the scenes in people's personal lives that is disruptive, maybe, or makes for some reason makes it because things happen to people when they're kind of in a vulnerable spot.
Yeah.
Emotionally, mentally, physically. And so I kind of think it varies. Are
Yeah.
they at a real location that's really haunted? Is there some sort of emotional? Are they going in with their guard let down? Like it's just another movie. And, because even if it's a script, you still say things. I had, as we all know, a list of demons' names. It was just a list. I was reading off a list. They were demon names, and I think, and that went south. I think if you're reading a script and you say things that might not be the best thing to say with your guard down, yeah, maybe things can happen. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I bet a lot of these people change their mind pretty freaking fast.
Mm.
Like the Dybbuk box thing.
Mm. Very much.
I think I wouldn't choose to be in certain types of movies
Yeah.
that were too specific. Like,
Mm.
like The Omen.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't
no,
think I
no,
would have
that
done The
was
Omen.
no. Or The Exorcist.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially based on what, on a true story. Yeah, too specific, and I couldn't do. I wouldn't. I know better. I wouldn't do it.
Mm.
Well, I guess somebody has to. I guess.
Well, my next one is, and I can't believe it was 2013. The Conjuring, the first one.
I love that movie.
2013. It was that long ago. Seven
No,
years ago.
2013.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a long time ago. It's. I mean, it just seems like it wasn't that long.
7 years ago.
Hmm.
Anyway, The Conjuring is based on a true story of the Perron family in the 70s. They claim to be tormented by supernatural entities in their home. While a number of family members spent time on the set, the mother staunchly refused to go anywhere near it. She was convinced that several unexplained events were proof that the spirits haven't finished with them yet. For instance, when members of the Perron family were visiting, a furious wind suddenly rose and seemed to surround them. However, the crew couldn't see movement in the trees, as you'd expect from windy conditions. The director had a dog which began to get very agitated after dark, and the cast hotel, yes, you've guessed it, caught fire.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's crazy.
I did a story about the Conjuring house, and it was funny because it didn't mention that it was the Conjuring house, but the more I got into doing the story, which is in my playlist, I think under True Hauntings, the more I got into my story, I was like, wait a minute, this story sounds familiar, and it was the Conjuring house, and the people who moved in there after them, they said they didn't have problems in there, right? But the neighbors said that they actually did. They just didn't tell anybody because maybe they didn't want all that attention.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know because there was a lot of attention right at that time. So I've told this before, but I had a realtor come to my house once, knock on my door and say, did the people next door to you ever mention any paranormal activity in their home? If it had not caught me so off guard,
You
to
never
this
told me
day, I want
this.
to kick. I didn't tell you this?
No, you've not told me this.
Oh, uh, okay. Well, this is also in my playlist under True Hauntings. In our home in Arizona, which nobody had lived in before us, we had it built. The whole neighborhood had been built right then. We had these neighbors who lived next to us, and my kids were best friends with their kids, and they moved to California, and the house sat forever. It didn't sell, and it was right before the real estate whole economy burst in like 2008. So one day this was a knock on my front door. I answered the door. This woman tells me she's a real estate agent. I really have no idea if she was a real estate agent. I just took her word for it because I don't know. I didn't feel like that was something you would lie about, I guess. And I mean, and she said, I have a strange question to ask you. Now, keep this in mind. Our home, never lived in before, had shadow figures. We had a lot of paranormal activity in this house. We lived with shadow figures that we basically ignored. And it was a little boy, there was a man, and it happened so frequently that you get, oddly enough, used to it. But that we had also had some scary things happen. The point of the story is we had paranormal activity in our house. So she says, I'm a real estate agent, and I have a strange question to ask of you. And I was like, okay. She goes, did you know the people that lived next door? And I said, yes, we were actually very close with that family. They were the best friends of my daughters. They were a brother and sister over there. We were friends with the parents. The women in the neighborhood would all get together and play this game called Bunko. I don't know if you have Bunko. But the point of the story is we knew them well. And she said, did they ever mention having paranormal activity in the house? And I said, no. And because my brain, I guess, froze, having that, I kick myself to this day. To this day, I want to say to that woman, come into my house. Let's talk about this. Because I want to know, like, A, was she really a real estate agent? And if so, what the F? Who had told her what? Because keep this in mind, nobody else but that family had ever lived in that house. So there would be nobody else to tell a real estate agent that it was haunted but that family. And so I wanted to know, and I want to know so badly, like, what happened? What was going on? Did you have paranormal activity? Because I have paranormal activity. Perhaps we should, see if our stories match. But yeah, they never told me, and I never told them because, it's a strange thing to say. Like, we would all do, several of us would take turns taking all of our kids to school because in Arizona, they go to school when it's 120 degrees out and they don't have air conditioning. It's just a great idea. So we all drove the kids. And, you don't go, hey, I'm here to pick up your kids. Did I tell you that there was a ghost in my house last night? It doesn't come up. It just doesn't come up because people think you're a weirdo. But man, I wish I had known. Sorry about that.
It's crazy.
I veered. But yeah, isn't that crazy? It's so cool. I wish my brain had, I don't know, it has functioned. I was just so caught off guard, like, and excited, and a weird. I was like, what? And yeah, and then the people who bought the house were horrible, horrible. I prayed it was haunted, so they would move.
Hmm.
Moving right along. Sorry about that.
No, not at
My
all.
turn. I don't know. Talking about houses. My turn. Annabelle, 2014.
Oh, I love that film.
Crew members spotted claw marks on the windows, and they had 3 fingers. During filming, the crew spotted eerie marks on the windows in areas which had not been dusted or cleaned for years. Which is weird, by the way. Anyway, they spotted claw marks that always had 3 fingers, just like the demon in the movie. One of the actors suffered a serious head injury in the same hallway in which he would shoot his death scene.
Mm.
Oh. See, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think I'd like.
Well, listen to this one. Crazy. I think I've seen this film. I'm not sure. It's from 1983. The Twilight Zone, the movie.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite. Okay, can I rephrase that? This one is, I remember it happening at the time.
Okay.
And then I saw the movie. So I saw the movie after I knew that this had happened on the set, which made that scene. Because it's a whole bunch of. Have you seen the movie? You said you don't think so?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, Chase.
Okay, well, it's not one. It's not a. It's just different snippets of odd, Twilight Zone. Tales, stories. So it's its own little tale in the movie, and so it made watching that particular tale in the movie even scarier and creepier because everybody knew what had happened during that scene. That's when I told you that on that movie's the one where there's a scary monkey on the wing of an airplane, which to this day, if I'm flying, it makes me have the heebie-jeebies. And the guy who's picked up a hitchhiker, and he says to him, "You want to see something scary?" And then he turns into like a werewolf and kills him. So JD and I remember I told you JD and I do that all the time. We'll be in the car, and whoever's driving will say, "You want to see something scary?" Just say no. Go ahead.
Right. The story of this film is rather sad. During the production, one of its lead actors, Vic Morrow, was killed. Now, this has happened before. It isn't unusually a spooky occurrence, though it is a very sobering one. What is creepy is the fact that Morrow appeared to predict his demise just a year earlier. Before joining the film, he took out $5 million of life insurance. All he told his family and friends was that he was sure something bad was coming, as he had seen it happen in a dream.
Wow.
He also said that the accident would occur on one of his movies. Sure enough, after filming started, a helicopter crashed and Morrow was decapitated. It was later discovered that the concept artist had unintentionally drawn an almost identical scene. Wow.
That's really weird. Go with your
Yeah.
gut, people. Get that life insurance. That is so weird. Huh. Well, strange because like if you felt like that, why would you put yourself in the position to be in this incredibly violent scene? What it was they were in Vietnam, I believe. That's why they had the helicopter. It was like a military style helicopter.
The Huey.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm about 99% positive that's what the scene was about, was Vietnam. Man, if you knew that, just don't. When they say, "Would you like to be on Twilight Zone, the movie?" Just into this like violent war section of this movie, just if you have that feeling, no, say no. Weird. It's crazy. What
It's,
a
it's
horrible
it,
way.
when they're in Vietnam, is it that if they're fighting monsters?
I
The
can't remember that part, but it's really dark.
I think I'm
Literally,
getting.
the film is really dark. No, I don't mean like dark feeling. I just mean like filmed in the dark.
I think I might be thinking of another film actually, but anyway, yeah, it's very very sad.
Rosemary's Baby,
Oh, I love that
1968.
film.
A very special year for Rob, the
A,
producer.
ve- a very special year for you. Oh God, I've done it again.
Are we gonna have this conversation again? It's gonna feel like deja vu. Yes, because my parents were born.
Yeah, 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 they were.
The
Sorry, everybody.
the producer of Rosemary's Baby.
I'm waiting for my list.
Uh, I
What I
think
can't
I.
say.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get that out to you as soon as this is over.
I'm really, really sorry, Trace. You know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. Fired. You're gonna stop getting your payments of love, Rob.
You're not going to hang up on me, are you?
That actually was an accident, but this one won't be.
Because that really makes me angry. That you don't want to see me when I'm angry.
You want to see something scary? Say yes.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. On Rosemary's Baby, before filming, the producer received an anonymous letter that predicted his death from a painful ailment. The producer received an anonymous letter saying that he was going to die from a long and painful ailment, and soon enough, he collapsed and was in need of a medical emergency. He wasn't in need of a medical emergency, people. He had a medical emergency. He was in need of medical help. But the music composer wasn't lucky enough. He died. He died after a nasty fall, which caused a hematoma in his brain. He collapsed, fell down, and died from that. How weird is that?
So how's that linked to the film? Is it just because he was working on the film?
Yeah, because during the beginning of right before filming, he received this letter that told him he was going to die during this movie
Oh
from a
right, okay.
painful ailment, and then bye. Okay, you're next.
Right, I've been looking forward to this one. You know what it is, don't you?
No.
My favourite film of all time.
Oh yeah. I know what this is.
The
The
Exorcist,
Exorcist.
1973. Many horror fans will argue that The Exorcist is the most famous example of this genre. It is a very unsettling movie, and events which occurred during the production have now become legend. Just a few days after excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, just a few days after he finished his scenes, actor Jack McGowan died unexpectedly. His passing was followed by the deaths of a security guard and a special effects worker. At one point, the entire set burned down. Nobody could find out why, and it had to be completely rebuilt. The supposed curse forced director William Friedkin to bring a priest to the set so he could bless the area. Unfortunately, this divine intervention didn't stop a number of audience members from dying of heart attacks when the movie was released. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, the film itself is unbelievable. I mean, there can't be many people who haven't seen The Exorcist. If you like horror films, even though, don't be put off by the fact that it says 1973, because that has got nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen The Exorcist, then you need to. If you like horror, you need to watch it with an open mind, because there are some scenes that are shocking, to say the least. But yeah, it is probably one of, if not the best horror films ever made. I don't think it'll ever be surpassed, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I have actually seen a documentary about all the. There is other bits and pieces of stuff that went on. They felt very. Nobody felt right on set at all. Because they had a priest anyway who was advising. They had an actual exorcist on their books, basically, to help them and make sure they got all the scenes right of when they were doing The Exorcist and the words that they were using and everything like that. But nobody enjoyed being on set. But anyway, yeah, it's really, really a really good film. You have seen it, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, it's funny because it's not funny, but I wouldn't let my kids watch The Exorcist. This is so stupid. I wouldn't let my kids watch The Exorcist, okay? Because when they were young. Because if you've seen it, there's an obvious reason. There's several obvious reasons why it's not a kid's flick. Well, as it turned out, all of them saw it around the age of 11 or 12. Because they would be at my friend's house, I use the term loosely, and they would allow my kids to watch these movies. So, as they got older and became, like much, much older, come Halloween time, I'd be like, oh, we should watch this. We should watch The Exorcist. Yeah, I've seen it. What? I've seen it. Thanks. Can you imagine? Rob, can you imagine your girls at this age having a friend come over and be like, hey guys, let's watch The Exorcist?
No, I can't imagine that at all, because it would scare them shitless.
Right?
It would be child abuse.
Yeah, it was too late for you to say anything by then to like these people, but like, oh my goodness. I always ask, like, if there's ever something that I thought might be questionable for some reason to another parent, hey, can they watch this? And yeah, and no wonder they were all like, yeah, because they were over there having my kids watch The Exorcist. Like, you're asking me about can they watch Scooby Doo on Zombie Island? Anyway, um, okay, it's my turn now.
It certainly is.
Okay, oh, well, this one, Brandon Lee, The Crow.
Oh, I love that film.
Brandon Lee, who was the son of martial arts legend Bruce Lee, was killed after a prop gun malfunctioned. On the first day of shooting, a crew member was severely burnt, and a construction worker was accidentally impaled by a screwdriver. Accidentally impaled by a screwdriver. Okay. That seems odd. I think that's called being stabbed.
Yeah. Well, I thought that the gun was supposed to be loaded with blanks.
Okay. It was.
And
Here's what happened. Is what happened that they load. Okay. Okay. I have. Hold on. I have a better description of this somewhere else, and I want to make it clearer. Because it wasn't a blank. It wasn't blanks. It was that they took the gunpowder out that's supposed to propel the bullet,
Yeah.
They took that out, so they thought that would work. Would make the bullet not a bullet. And guess what? It's still a bullet. And so that's what happened. It wasn't a blank. It was an actual bullet. They just taken the gunpowder out so it wouldn't be propelled in the same manner. But people, you know what bullets are made out of, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so that's what happened. It was a stupid accident. Didn't Bruce Lee die? How did Bruce Lee die?
I think it was very similar, actually.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, you tell me your movie and I'll look up that.
Well, my next one isn't a horror film.
Okay.
The Passion of the Christ.
Oh,
2004. Can't believe that was 2004 either.
Yeah.
You really don't want your set to be plagued by mysterious accidents when you're making a film about the death of Jesus Christ. Why are you laughing?
I don't know. That shouldn't be funny. That's the truth, right?
Well, yeah.
That's the truth. That's the last place you want to have. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way. Yes. Sorry.
Unlucky for the cast and crew behind The Passion of the Christ, that is exactly what happened. It sounds incredible, but individuals at work on the set were struck by lightning no fewer than 3 times.
What?
The cast and crew were struck by lightning 3 times.
Wow.
On 2 occasions, it happened to the same guy.
You should have bought a lottery ticket.
Lead actor Jim, I can't ever say his surname, Caviezel.
Yeah.
Jim Caviezel was also struck by lightning while on set. The poor guy then suffered hypothermia, a lung infection, pneumonia, terrible headaches, a dislocated shoulder. Finally, during the whipping scene, a piece of flesh was accidentally ripped off.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
And I've heard him talk about this, and he said he thinks it was the devil. He thinks that because the nature of the film that they were doing and making, that it was the devil.
Jim Caviezel
Trying,
said this?
yeah, yeah.
Really?
He's a big Christian, isn't he?
I don't know.
Very much, yeah. I've seen his testimony. His testimonies on is on YouTube, and you can actually speak Aramaic now. Because if you remember, the film
Oh,
was all in
really?
Aramaic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was all in Aramaic. You can speak Aramaic, and when they had the scenes of him on the cross, and he looks like he's in loads and loads and loads of pain. He was in loads and loads and loads of pain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they dislocated his shoulder because when he was hanging on the cross, obviously they didn't nail him to a cross, but they strapped him up with ropes, and his shoulder was out, and it was freezing cold, and he said he needed to go through that because obviously what Jesus did on the cross.
Oh.
So
Wow. Huh.
I love that film.
I've never seen it. I won't see it.
It's very bloody and gory.
Mm-hmm. I can't do it.
And the actual, well, they used to call it scourging, didn't they? The whipping, the cat o' nine tails. Basically,
I thought it was called flaying.
Well, whichever one it is.
I don't know. I don't.
I know a lot of it was makeup and special effects, but the state of how he looks after, he hasn't got any skin left on his body. Literally, he is ripped apart.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get all religious on us, but yeah, it is a very good film. Back to you.
Okay. I want to do a couple that are just things that happened on movie sets too that aren't necessarily horror movies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. There's one in particular that I wanted. There was one in particular. Hold on. Give me a minute. Sorry. I have 4, 5 things I have to take.
Do you want me to do another one while you're sorting out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, this one is called The Innkeepers. It's a film from 2011. The Innkeepers is a relatively unknown movie, but it's highly respected by avid horror fans. I have actually seen it. It's very good.
Isn't it based on a true story?
I don't know. Director T. West, was made a name for himself by putting a modern spin on classic stories. While he was a pretty sceptical man and refused to be drawn on the creepy atmosphere which reportedly surrounded the set, and the rest of the crew did feel uneasy. According to West, TVs turn on and off without help, lights would flicker and then extinguish themselves, doors would open and close unaided. Also, many crew members had extremely vivid and disturbing dreams of filming at the Yankee Peddler Inn, a real-life haunted hotel. The director also claims that the lead actress believed a spirit was sharing her room. Da-da. What do you think of that?
I think no, thank you. I want it in my contract that I don't have to share a room. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course it is.
I want to do one of these. Jeremy
Okay.
Renner broke both of his arms during a movie.
Who?
Jeremy Renner. You know, he's in the Avengers. He's the
Oh
guy
yeah.
who shoots the arrows.
Oh yeah. Hawkeye.
Yeah. He was in a movie in 2018 called Tag. Yes, I have an accent. It was called Tag. And the stunt was falling off of a stack of chairs, which he did, and broke both of his arms. And they made him do the stunt again before they took him to the hospital.
Sorry, shouldn't laugh.
I know, right? I know. Ow. Yeah. Nice. Okay, your turn.
Right, this is going to make you laugh, this. It just made me laugh. Lords of Salem, 2012. Listen to this.
Okay.
The Lords of Salem is a Rob Zombie movie. So the first thing to expect is it's pretty ridiculous. This time it's about a female DJ who exactly gets tangled up with a group of Satan worshipping women.
Oh.
At one point, the crew were filming at the Linda Vista Hospital. Oh yeah, it's one of them places I'd love to go. Ghost Adventures have been there. Yeah, got it in again. Yeah.
I wonder what topic we could talk about and Ghost Adventures wouldn't come up. I wonder.
Yeah, the Linda Vista Hospital in Los Angeles, sorry. It's been the subject of ghostly rumours and alleged creepy encounters. According to the production designer, filming in the basement of the hospital kept making people sick. Well, they're in the right place. On several occasions, they had to break a scene to leave the space because almost everybody felt deeply unwell. She also claims that a buzzer to one of the hospital rooms would repeatedly sound, even though there were no patients or hospital staff present.
Ooh. Interesting. During the filming of Top Gun, the stuntman art school. Wait, that can't be his name. Did his parents do that to him? Stuntman art school. Art school? What?
Do you know something about Top Gun? I have heard that Top Gun is one of Zach Baggins' favourite movies. You know Zach from Ghost Adventures?
What if we were doing a video about flower arrangements?
Well, actually, funnily you should mention that, because before I started filming Ghost Adventures, Zach used to work in a florist.
I think it's that you have a crush on Zach.
Yeah.
It's those smoldering looks. Every look he has is smoldering. That's the only look he has is smoldering. Oh, frightening. Did you hear that noise? I'd like to have some salt, please. Please pass the potatoes.
Is that smoldering?
That's the smoldering because I can't really show it, so you have to just hear it. Yeah. I'm
smoldering.
I'm smoldering. I'm sorry.
If people have just tuned into this podcast, if people have just suddenly tuned into this podcast, they were going to know what the hell we're going on about. Actually, we're both trying to smolder.
You want to see something scary? Okay. While filming one of the plane scenes for this movie, stuntman Art School was killed. He lost control of his plane and crashed in the Pacific Ocean, and they were never able to recover his plane or his body. Wow.
That's
He went to
weird.
he went to the danger zone.
Very good.
Thank you. Banata. Okay.
Right. Now, a film that I haven't seen, a 2013 film called Return to Babylon. There are a few behind-the-scenes stories as strange as that of Return to Babylon. In fact, even the origins of the movie are enough to make your spine tingle. It all started when two directors found a box of 16mm film just left out on a Hollywood sidewalk. They couldn't find the owner, so they took the box and decided to build a clever plot around it. However, once they started to combine the footage with new content, strange things happened. The faces of the actors, Jennifer Tilly was one of the leads, became mysteriously and grotesquely distorted. Also, unidentified figures appeared in the shots. Perhaps the most interesting is that a group of film experts could not provide an explanation for any of this.
Oh. Interesting. Triple X with my man Vin Diesel. When this film came out, Vin Diesel was very popular. Is he not now? He did not perform his own stunts for this movie though, but he had a stuntman named Harry L. O'Connor who performed them for him. There is a scene in this movie where Vin Diesel's character has to rappel down a line and land on a submarine. You know, I don't think I've seen Triple X. However,
I haven't seen either.
I think it might be one of the only Vin Diesel movies I haven't seen. I don't know what the plots are or who else is starring in them.
I think it's the plot. I mean, bearing in mind I haven't seen it, I think the plot closely runs along the same sort of lines as Ghost Adventures.
Does it? No. You know, I'm suffering from asthma, and every time you make me laugh, I sound like that dog in some old cartoon that used to go. Make this weird noise when we laugh. And I don't like it. He had a long mustache. His mustache used to twirl and go. I don't know. Don't make me do that.
Okay, well, serious now for the rest of the podcast.
You know, I'm going to call my buddy Zach. Okay, now, however, O'Connor missed the landing and slammed into the side of the bridge, which killed him on impact. The scene was left in the final cut. Not where he was dead, but him going down and slamming in there as a way to honor him and his last bit of work.
That's a bit.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
If I had been, like, if he's married or something like that, I would have said, I don't think so. Okay, you're up next.
Right. I've got one from 1931.
You do?
Called Skippy.
Skippy?
Skippy. Excuse me.
Okay.
This isn't a paranormal encounter, but it's still pretty horrifying nonetheless.
Okay.
Excuse me. In 1913, movie Skippy. It says 1931, but anyway, 1913.
1913 or 1931?
Well,
that's what they mixed up the numbers.
Yeah, it says at the top, Skippy, 1931, but then it
It
says
can't
the
have been
19...
1913. They didn't have movies in 1913.
Oh, so, okay, we'll say in 1931, movie Skippy, about a boy and his dog and a big hat.
And a big hat?
And a big... Oh, what am I talking about?
What are you talking about? Are you thinking about Zach right now?
So you're making yourself laugh now. All right, let me start again. Okay. Serious head. The 1931 movie Skippy, about a boy and his dog, was a very big hit. Not a big hat. But it involves some very real heartache. The lead was played by a child actor whom the director struggled to work with at times. There was a particular scene which required him to cry hysterically, but the acting just wasn't right. That's until Norman Chirog colluded with his grandmother to have the dog dragged off set and shot. The child was hysterical for over an hour. The director was able to get the footage he wanted. Fortunately, it was all a clever ruse. The animal was brought back on set later. Well, we bet child star Jackie Cooper didn't forget that moment in a hurry. What a horrible thing to do.
Wow. Jackie Cooper was a famous child actor.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually crazy. What kind of a brain thought that way? Okay, this is just people who've died, okay? There was a movie called Atuk, and it was never released, and this is why. This movie was supposed to star John Belushi, and he was going to portray an Eskimo who was visiting New York. He ended up dying from a drug overdose before the filming began in 1982. But every person they asked to fill the star's role ended up passing away as well, including Sam Kinison, who was killed in a car crash while they were rewriting the script for him to be the star. Next up was John Candy, who died 14 years after John Belushi's death from a heart attack. They ended up asking Chris Farley to fill the role. And he died of a drug overdose before he could start his role. The movie has still not been made. I wonder why.
Excuse me.
Weird, huh?
Yeah.
I think that what they were doing wrong was asking overweight drug addicts.
Oh yeah, could have been, yeah.
I think they could have. I think that's seemed to be their type. Maybe if they, asked somebody who exercised on a regular basis and didn't take drugs. I'm not an expert.
Well, it's funny because to mention John Candy, because me and Keisha's my youngest daughter, we love our favourite film. It was on at the last weekend. Is Uncle Buck.
It's what?
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
Buck. Oh, here we go again. Buck.
Buck. Just so people know, this is an inside thing because his daughter told him that he doesn't say it. He says it too British. He doesn't say it the American way. He says Uncle Buck. And she was like, you have to say it, Uncle Buck. So her and I were saying, Uncle Buck. And he was like, Uncle Buck. This is a true story, isn't it?
Yes, it's a true story.
This is the mind-numbing content we give you guys.
Come on, lad. Well, the people listening, if you're from the UK, who's right and who's wrong? Uncle Buck.
Well, Uncle Book. Uncle Book. It's Uncle Buck.
Whenever
Like,
you're trying to take off my accent, I'm either really posh
I do
or
your accent as either very posh or very.
like I've got a brain dead.
Really? Well, I see. I can't do your Uncle Book in your accent.
Uncle Butch, Uncle Butch.
I'm talking like Sling Blade, Sling Blade right now. Uncle Book. Um, I can't do your accent because. Okay, say it again. Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck. Book.
The way you say Buck sounds like I'm throwing up. Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck.
Okay, say it again. Say it again.
Uncle Buck. I feel better now I've been sick.
My asthma. I'm gonna die. Okay, say it again. You're away. Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Book. So you say it like book. Uncle Book. Uncle.
No, so I say Uncle Buck, and then
Bug.
there's a
It's
reading
like,
book.
okay, say it again. Buck and book.
Uncle Buck, and a reading book. Oh, you've got me doing it now. Oh, God. I don't know. Can we move on?
You say buck. Sort of like you would say if you. I was gonna say if you. I was gonna say. I was gonna say. I'm so stupid. I was gonna say as if you were British. You think, Tracy? You say buck. It's if you were saying it in your British accent, bug. Bug. But it's not Uncle Buck like a bug. It's just a quick buck. Buck.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I can't even edit this shit. Oh my god, nobody's here.
Can we move on? Because it's going to be Christmas soon.
Oh my god, it's too much. Okay, whose turn is it? Oh,
I
yours.
don't know. Yeah, me. Yeah. The alien.
Oh, they're telling me to wrap it up. The producers.
Are there? Well, I don't know what's going on. Please help me, someone. I give up. You've won.
I can't help you. I'm not a doctor.
Would you like me to clean your chimney?
That sounds a little too personal, Rob.
I know. Well, I know that one. So when I said it, I thought, that's probably inappropriate.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it that way. I mean, if you have a chimney, I'll clean it. I'm thinking me all over. I'm making it worse. Rob, shut the fuck up and just.
Oh shit! Did you just say that to me?
No, me. I said just shut up. No, me. I said Rob, shut the f up. Just don't speak.
Okay. I thought you said that to me. I was going to be like, oh, you didn't. Okay. Tell me another one, Rob. This has gone way off course.
And thanks to you, my eldest daughter, do you know what she keeps calling me? Bro.
What?
Bro.
Row?
Bro, like brother, bro.
Bro? She keeps calling you bro?
Yes, in an American accent. Like,
Do I
one, you're
call
not
you bro?
American. One, you're not American. And
I'm not
two,
American?
I'm, no, Grace. I said, why are you calling me bro? Oh, that's what we call. Everybody calls it. Everybody says it at school. So we're not leaving school. You're at home, and you're not American. I'm not your brother. I'm your father. But
You,
stop calling me
you, you
bro.
brother. You brother.
She tries to talk like an American because of you.
Does she?
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know why you're blaming that on me, bro.
anyway.
She loves her Auntie Tracy, bro.
Yeah, I know she does very much. Can I do this last one?
For God's sakes, can you do this?
Yeah. The Alien, 1979, which I can't believe it was 1979 when it first came out.
No, that can't be true.
Yeah,
I wasn't even a twinkle in my mom and dad's eye then.
I know. When were you born? Was it 1985?
A lady doesn't tell her age, sir.
Okay.
I mean, for God's sakes, bro.
Can you just nip outside and find me a lady?
Oh, shit.
you that,
Snap.
you deserve that. You deserve that. That
He's
was.
just cannot believe. Do you guys hear him? He's abusing me. So far, you've made me Too movement because you're coming over to do something to my chimney, and now you just like slut shamed me or something. Wow, bro.
Right, the Alien. The chest bursting scene in the original Alien movie has become one of the most iconic pieces of cinema. Once seen, it is hard to forget. What?
Go ahead.
What's funny now?
Go ahead.
Okay, in in part because the acting is so authentic. Well, there's a reason for that. Director Ridley Scott deliberately held back details of what would happen in the scene so that the actors would respond with genuine terror. Only John Hurt, who played the host of the monster, was aware that the mechanical version of the alien was going to burst right out of his body. Actress Veronica Cartwright reportedly passed out when the big moment occurred. Star of the show Sigourney Weaver to forget that claimed to forget they were filming a movie at all and described feeling terrified for the actor on the table. It's crazy.
If she passed out, did they have to I wonder. My dog came over because she thought I was crying. She's giving me love. Don't cry, Mama. That's what she said. Did they have to reshoot it if the actor fainted?
It doesn't say that. Maybe they kept it in.
Yeah, maybe they did. Okay, Godspell. Like probably 50% of all high school acting classes or people who do plays. Why can't I? Drama classes have done Godspell. While nobody was killed on the set, 4 of the men who played Jesus' apostles died. The first one was Lynn Thigpen, who died of a cerebral hemorrhage.
Wow.
Then Jeffrey Milet, he passed away from AIDS. Meryl Jackson died at the age of 38 from an unknown cause. And David Haskell, who was both Judas Iscariot and John the Baptist in the movie, died of a brain tumor.
Whoa, that's a bit spooky.
Yeah, that is crazy. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up. What do you
Yeah, I
think?
haven't got any more.
I have
Yeah.
several, but maybe we could do a part 2.
Yeah, maybe when you're in a better mood.
Yeah. My mood is just for shit right now, bro.
Okay, bro.
Oh my god. If you go to Louisiana, they call you brah. I think they do in Hawaii too, brah.
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 Okay.
B-R-A-H, brah.
Brah.
Like brother, brah. There's somebody, who is it? Oh god, the guy who stars in the Sons of Anarchy.
Ron Perlman.
No. Jax.
I've not watched it, so.
He's British. He's help me.
Well, if he's British, I must know him, mustn't I?
Don't you know him? He's British.
Oh yeah, he comes round for a coffee every now and again because we all know there's only 8 people that live in the UK. We all know each other.
His name is Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam. Anyway, he always calls everybody brah when he talks to them. Oh, brah. And yeah, he's a pretty handsome guy, bro.
He's English,
Not
isn't
like Zach, but yeah, it's because he's British. That must be it. Well, it doesn't hurt though. I can tell you that. That accent though. All right, this has been one of the stranger podcasts we've ever done, but I feel like we're saying that more and more often now.
he? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with us, Rob? Are we losing it? Are we losing our spark?
All I can say to people while they're listening, if you find this entertaining and you find this fun, you need to seek help of a GP or a psychiatrist because you probably have got some mental issues that you need dealing with.
What's really bad is that we have phone conversations that are just like this. And that's in between you crying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or me crying. Whatever the day is. All right. If you would like to, or you wouldn't, please give this video a thumbs up. Because that'd be very helpful. And if you would like to be subscribed, awesome. Please do that. And if you'd like to be notified when my content goes live, go ahead and smash that bell. And if you would like to support this channel, because Rob and I want to go on a road trip through the Bridgewater Triangle, which is on the east coast of America, and hit all the haunted spots and do videos for y'all. Ooh, I just became a Texan. Then there is a PayPal link on my page if you have a PC or a laptop. If you do not, and you have a phone or an iPad or what have you, I'll put the link down below. And that would be very much appreciated. It is Rob and I's travel, the Bridgewater Triangle Fund. And you'd have more entertainment just like this, but with screams. So go ahead. All right, Rob. Thank you for all the insults and whatnot.
It's my pleasure.
And after I get off this, I want to go find a lady for you.
I'm never going to live that down on that.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think this one's going to last as long as that time you called me an idiot.
I didn't call you an idiot.
You did, though.
Okay.
All right. I almost said. Good night, love.
Okay, love. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.